What it do? Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with why Israelis and Palestinians both claim Jerusalem. I'm intrigued, for the reason why they both claim. Before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. What we got?
It is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel.
The U.S. has officially moved its embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and in doing so,
really?
President Trump has reversed decades of consensus about the city's status. While Israeli leaders celebrated, Palestinians denounced the move, deepening divides between two sides of a conflict that's 70 years old.
We're hearing live fire.
Rising death toll.
Quite a juxtaposition.
Here are 5 things to know about Jerusalem and why it's so contentious.
Yes.
Both Israelis and Palestinians consider Jerusalem their capital. Israel has controlled West Jerusalem since 1949. During the Six-Day War, Israel captured East Jerusalem and annexed that half of the city. But the international community considers East Jerusalem occupied territory, whose fate needs to be part of a negotiated deal between Israel and the Palestinians. In 1980, after Israel passed a law declaring a united Jerusalem their capital, the United Nations condemned the annexation. Palestinians want to divide the city and make East Jerusalem the capital of a future Palestinian state, while Israelis want a unified Jerusalem to be their capital.
I was gonna say, why can't they just, if they both have legit claims to Jerusalem, is there no way to kind of like split Jerusalem? And I don't know. That's my thoughts. I'm uneducated on the subject. Would that even be possible? I don't know. Let's continue listening to the video.
Jerusalem is central to the peace process. During peace process negotiations for the Oslo Accords, the issue of Jerusalem was initially set aside to avoid derailing the talks.
I feel that.
Any successful peace initiative in the future would likely need to resolve the conflicting claims to the land. Violence is not new in the Holy City. Control of Jerusalem has been a trigger for violence many times in the past. The contested area of East Jerusalem is home to some of the holiest sites in the world for Jews and Muslims. It is the site where Judaism's 2 sacred temples once stood, and the site where the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven. The trouble is that the sites for Muslims and Jews exist on the same land. There's a precarious power share in place. Israeli officials control who has access to the complex, but Muslims have religious control inside. Jews can...
It's crazy. I don't know how you split it. I don't know how you please both sides. Is there a way for both sides to end up feeling like sitting at a table and saying, you know what, let's create peace by doing this, where both sides feel like they got a good deal out of it, where both sides agree that, hey, this is, you know what I'm saying? This is good for both of us. But I don't know.
Enter, but aren't allowed to pray. Instead, they use the Western Wall. The Second Intifada began in 2000, when then opposition leader Ariel Sharon visited the Temple Mount to assert Israel's right to the complex. Palestinians protested and were met with tear gas and rubber bullets. The violence lasted 5 years and killed over 3,000 Palestinians and nearly 1,000 Israelis, with thousands more wounded. The U.S. isn't the only country moving its embassy. In the early 70s, 16 countries had embassies in Jerusalem, including the Netherlands and Colombia. But after the UN Security Council condemned the annexation of East Jerusalem in 1980, member states left. Then, Trump signaled a change in policy, and Guatemala and Paraguay also announced they are moving their embassies to Jerusalem. And it's possible that more countries will follow America's lead. The U.S. has avoided the embassy move for decades. Though Congress passed a law to relocate the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem more than 20 years ago, the law includes a loophole that allows the president to delay the relocation for the sake of national security. Every sitting president, Clinton, Bush, Obama, has used this power and signed the waiver every 6 months. President Trump signed the waiver in June 2017 and again in December 2017, but also signaled he would begin the process of moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And in May of 2018, he carried out his pledge. The embassy move came at an already tense time. Tens of thousands of Palestinians.
Is it a good idea for the U.S. to even have an embassy in Jerusalem? And I'm guessing that's what all the other presidents thought as they continue to like delay and sign the waiver and sign the... Is it a good idea? I don't know. I feel like we added more to a pot that I was already boiling over.
Have spent the past few weeks holding protests on the border between Gaza and Israel that weren't tied to the embassy move. Dozens of Palestinians had been killed even before the embassy opened. While President Trump was careful not to call Jerusalem an undivided capital, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said just that at the U.S. Embassy opening.
And God bless Jerusalem, the eternal, undivided capital of Israel.
But opposition to Trump's declarations and the embassy move has been growing. And as lines are drawn and the fight for Jerusalem intensifies, the future of Israeli-Palestinian stability is once again at risk.
That's all we got for this one, man. Yeah, I don't know if that was a good move. I don't know. Tensions were already high, so maybe a war would have broke out either way. Yeah, that's all we got. You guys got a favorite video, you can drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to Patreon or in the description section is your premium request link. It's your boy Neal. Out.